Okay. Um, and it says in Revelation somewhere, and people will beat their swords into plowshares and pruning forks, shears, whatever. Right. This is really the way out of all the problems we've got. We've been enslaved. This what spiritually we're living in Babylon, Egypt, Sodom, right? Sodom, I think, is like the aspect of people just using the idea of sexual freedom to just basically avoid committed relationships, avoid proper family setups, and just let sex dictate to them. Let their own sexual desires dictate their life instead of their life, dictate their sexual desires, which is really what it should be, which is the proper way. When people let their sexual desires determine their lifestyle, that's not good. That's about Sodom. And also, it's about like having loads of children without when we're overpopulated. It's just not a good thing. People have sex and all this stuff about go forth and multiply. That was a long time ago. We're well overpopulated now, and it's just a real stupid problem. So that's the Sodom aspect. The Babylon aspect. We're expected to worship this golden cow, like this golden statue, which effectively is the written word again, the system of laws. We're all supposed to bow down and do what we're told, and all these laws are statutes. They basically depend on agreement, and no one has asked any of our agreements, and yet we're all kind of bullied by the police and the rest of society into following these laws, which a lot of the time, for example, the law against cannabis is destructive in every fucking way imaginable. It's got no basis in righteousness at all. It's completely evil. And there are lots of other laws like that, but that's the main one. Egypt, we're basically being enslaved. This whole matrix thing is about enslaving us and stopping us from developing well-being. The way out of this is to start developing permaculture, where we don't need, when you develop permaculture around you, you're being fed by all the plants growing around you. You grow everything you need around you. You collect water from the rain and store it in the land and enhance fertility with the minimum amount of work necessary to get the maximum amount of benefits. And you end up with a really good organic food source without any pesticides. If you're growing cannabis to produce to make your own clothing, the clothing's going to last 8 or 10 times longer than cotton. The amount of work that we need to do becomes much less and less and less, and you stop all this matrix sort of like it says in the Bible in Revelations. These people who've done all their trade all the trade will stop in a single hour, and they will be gnashing of teeth, and they won't like it because they won't be able to make any money out of us anymore. So the way out of it is to go into permaculture, because that's about turning your swords into pruning shears, and it's also about kicking Babylon, the beast, twice as hard as it kicks you. We've got to get out of the city, which is Babylon. We have to get out, which means developing things like permaculture. It's a no-brainer.